Hey, what up, YouTube? I got a question from a fellow black male. Him and his wife are considering moving out to Southern Cali. And they just wanted my take on, that whole idea. First of all, it's very important to know where you're trying to move into. Southern Cali is big. Southern Cali, you have the LA area, which is humongous. You have the Inland Empire, which is humongous. And you have San Diego. I'm not even sure. Some people don't even include San Diego in Southern California. Some do. But San Diego, it's pretty much 2 hours away from the LA Inland Empire area. And it's its own grouping by itself. I would say it's, self-contained for the most part. So that is key. It's very key. So you have to identify where you're trying to move to live, let alone work. If you're working in the LA area, people tend to commute into LA just because it's too expensive. But I guess that will segue into my next point. I'm assuming that you would like to live a, upper middle class lifestyle, okay? Now, here's the problem. In Southern California, we have middle class homes and nice homes, but it doesn't mean you're in a middle class, upper class, or, in the middle type of area. If you go to LA, okay, you will see $1 million home or $250,000 or $750,000, right? And the next street over, you have, a burnt down, abandoned building, okay? What you're paying for, you're not paying for the land. In my opinion, you're not paying for the area. You're paying for the fact that it's Southern California, okay? You're paying for the fact that it is one of the most diverse places on earth and that you can be who you want to be and you're not worrying about who's looking at you for the most part. You're paying for the fact that, you have Disneyland, you have the beach, you have the mountains. Vegas is 3 hours away. San Diego is 2 hours away. Mexico is 3 hours away. So you're paying for a lot. But you're not paying for, house in terms of the size of your house, okay? And you're not necessarily paying for the best of areas. So you have to factor that in. So to me, okay, if you want that whole upper middle class lifestyle where you have the home but you are living in the area, that's going to cost you, because there are few spots, in my opinion, few cities and few areas that I would say are self-contained middle class neighborhoods. And to me, self-contained is your kids go to school in a certain area, you shop at a certain area, you go out to eat in a certain area. So your life is self-contained and you're going to be around a certain group of people. Typically, in Southern California, it's a mixture. Okay, you have middle, lower, those in the middle, and some, upper middle, all mixing together. We go to the same schools for the most part, we eat at the same places, so there's a mixture. So there's a lot going on, okay? And unfortunately, so there's a lot of negative influences, especially on your child. So you're going to pay, right? If you really want to be in that type of area, you're really going to pay a lot. I was talking to my uncle about this a while ago, and he put out, you would need, if you want to live in that type of environment, you're going to need at least a combined income of $200,000, okay? Because that's including saving. Now, $200,000. Wow, let's just split it. Let's say, you're making 100 and your wife is making 100 and maybe some change, and you're making 100 and some change, okay? You guys, got the proper degrees and you have the proper jobs. Or you're looking for the certain type of six-figure job. Now, in Southern California, first of all, six-figure jobs are hard anywhere, okay? There is no overabundance of six-figure jobs. And they're especially scarce in Southern Cali because it's a desirable area. So when it's a desirable area, you have people with money who are out here, and typically those sort of jobs are hard to come by because there's a lot of politics, okay? So what does that mean? Well, I don't know too many people who husband and wife are both having, the 9 to 5 type of job where they're making 6 figures, where they're working for somebody else. I only know of one, and they're not even there yet, but they hopefully will be there in the next couple of years, and that's my uncle and my aunt. They started earlier. They had their master's degrees almost 10, 15 years ago, so they're making their way up there. But to be real with you, to hit that mark, that $200,000 mark, you're talking about owning something, okay? Most of the people in Southern California who are doing well own something. It's not just investing. See, most people get it caught up. Most people feel like they're going to invest. And investments, first of all, the type of investment that typical people do is okay, but it's not big bucks, okay? It's like going to Vegas, and if you want to win big, you have to bet big. That's the whole point of it, okay? So most people feel like they can invest little and somehow get, the maximum bet. Like, you have to place a max bet, but most people don't. But they want the max bet payout, okay? So, and this is kind of related to the mortgage meltdown and just the financial meltdown, even in Southern California. You had a lot of people who invested, and they didn't understand that investing was nothing more than a gamble. See, they wanted the lifestyle, okay? They wanted that upper middle class, self-contained lifestyle. And they thought that they can invest, and they thought they can, which was a gamble. And they ended up losing, okay? So a lot of the times that way doesn't work. So to me, it comes down to, do you own something? Do you plan on opening up your own business, or, something that will help you generate that a large amount of money? Simply because your wife making $100K, you making $100K, it would be nice, but it's not easy, okay? And if you're talking about having kids, your kids will probably be grown before you even reach that mark. So the neighborhood that you want to get into, right, you'll eventually get there, but your kids will probably be in college, okay? A lot of the Nigerian parents that I know, they are now living in the neighborhoods that they always wanted to live in, because it took them that long to get there. But their kids is already grown. They're out of the house. We always joke all the time about how we would love to, be living where our parents are living now instead of where we lived growing up. So you have to factor that in. There's a lot going on. But mainly, I guess it just depends on what you want to do as well. Because like I said before, unfortunately in Southern California, it is everything has to do with money, okay? You can get what you want to get, but there is a high premium on everything, okay? If you said you wanted a nice home, okay, then you and your wife can come out here and you can get that, right? But if you're talking about trying to get the nice home with land, not just a nice home, but a decent backyard in that good upper middle class neighborhood where the schools are top notch, flat screen computers and all this other stuff, you're going to pay hard for it. You're going to pay hard for it. And like I said, most of the people who are living that lifestyle are business owners to a certain degree. Okay? Rarely are they just, the 9 to 5 type of crowd. So, hopefully this helps you and your wife make your choice. In terms of me, I don't even know if I want to stay out here. Okay? I have my own, side hustle that I hope will grow into something big, but I have a time limit on that. If it's not popping for me in the next 3 or 4 years, then I'm really going to highly consider, moving out, because it's cool if you're single, but if you're really trying to deal with the whole raising a family and trying to avoid all the negative exposures, this isn't the place. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, yeah. But now, it's really bad. Working in public ed and just having friends and colleagues in different cities across Southern Cali, it's really bad. Okay, what you want, to me, is almost hard to come by. And because it's so hard to come by, man, you're really going to have to pay hard for it. Really. And you really have to make sure that whatever you and your wife plan on doing, it will help you get to that $200,000 mark, which isn't easy. And in closing, don't rely on investing or this, that, and the third, because the returns are slow. And it's never as big as you're going to think it is, okay? You know, you really have to consider running something, owning something, okay? Most of the other upper minorities who are filling those areas that I tell you about, you know, whether they're Persian, Middle Eastern, they're all business owners. They are all business owners. Rarely do you see them working a 9 to 5, right? The wife kind of just runs the home and the dad runs the business, whether it's, you know, selling cars or selling furniture or carpet, or, you know, he owns a couple of laundromats or gas stations. They all own something. And a lot of the white guys are in the insurance business, so, you know, they're making a whole lot of residual incomes, this, that, and the third, real estate, you name it. So you take it easy. I know I'll put a lot in a, you know, 10-minute video, but, you know, hopefully you can watch it a couple of times and everybody else can watch and, you know, give me your own take and opinions. God bless.